Hello, everyone. We're going to prepare the presentation. The presentation are going to be made of sheets 30 by 32, 30 by 42. It has to be monochrome, so I don't want materials, just gray, black, and white. We can use shadows, we'll see. But let's prepare that presentation. Um, we can do it from the floor plans, or we can try to work with the 3D. Both things work, but we have to get rid of everything that we don't want to show there. And if you don't have a topography, the topography with a mountain, at least we should have like a topography, the toposolid, something very basic, can be a rectangle. And that rectangle goes is at level -13. Okay, so we can click finish. And this is on level -13. I'm going to create a new level. As I did with the topography, but this one it's gonna be so deep. And now the topography, I want it to be on level, this new level that I have created, the 40, and the height is from level -34. I'm going to name this level -34 to level -13, so it's 21 feet. So the height offset is 21. Now, okay, what I want is to select the toposolid, modify elements, and now these points have to be 21 feet up. I'm doing this if you don't have the topography with contour lines that I explained on another video. If you don't have the topography and you don't want to spend time doing it, at least we need this basic toposolid, which is just something. It's a rectangle, and we are dealing with this. What I do want is to convey the idea that we do have a basement. Okay, so I'm going to modify these sub-elements, and instead of 21, I'm going to make it 23. And 23. Why am I doing this? Because if I go to if I create a section with the section box, and then I look at the basement, you see that, well, the basement's not there yet. Here. So the topography is inside the basement. Okay, that's a topography. So I need to create a void here where the basement is. So I go to level -13. I create a component model in place, which is a toposolid. And I want to create a void. The void is set at level -13. And I'm going to create a void around the basement. And now from the 3D, I'm going to move it up. And by cut, first I select the cut. I select the topography, then I select the basement, and I finish the model. So you see that now I have changed the topography to this. This topography, by default, we have this, look at this, we edit type, and now the new topography in Revit, we have different layers. We have gravel, earth, structure. I'm going to get rid of all these and finish. And I'm going just to select the earth because otherwise it will be confusing. Okay, so that's it. That's the earth level. And if I want to dig the basement, I have to do this. And now, if you modify sub-elements, if we want to make it even higher, 25 or even 30, you see that now the effect is that I have some empty thing here. Why am I doing this? Because when I'm using elevations, I need to know where the soil is. So one of the ways to know where the soil is to use the topography. Okay. So that could make a section because we have uh, the walls here, the basement. I don't have the staircase. I have to make this wall lined up with this. I think that's important that every wall has something underneath. Probably I will need in structure, sorry. I need a wall footing here. Okay. And now I have to start preparing the presentation. I have this 3D view. I'm going to duplicate. And I'm going to call this a 3D section. Okay, so that's the section that I'm going to create in my sheet. Before doing that, I need to change. Okay, so you see that I have the skylight. So I want the section through the skylight. And then I go to that view and I see the skylight. Okay. That's the roof and that's the roof. There are things that we can fix there, but anyway. What else now? I don't think I need the levels, so I'm going to hide in view, always category, and I don't want to hide the levels. I don't want to see the scope box. And that is the section I have. And now I should explore different options. Okay, so I can explore options. For example, I can make in graphic display everything that it's cut. I can use a cut pattern. So let's do this. What is it cut? We have the structural, well, let's start with the walls. First the walls, then I want to cut the structural framing. I want to cut foundations. I want to cut structural beams. Well, for some reason I can't do that. I want to cut the walls. So I have already selected walls. Structural foundation, structural framing, the roof, and floors. Where are the floors? there. Okay. To understand what I'm doing, I'm going to select the black fill. Okay. That structural foundation is not marked in black, probably because it's not cut, and then there will be, okay, but here I can see what even this, what's this? That's a wall. So why can't we see this black? I don't know. And this, what is that? This is structural foundation. If it doesn't work, I override graphics in view, element, and I want to create a solid fill. Line doesn't work. Oh, it's because it's a cut pattern. Something's wrong with this. Okay, so those are the small details that I have to fix after that. What about the topo solid? The topo solid, by default, we have this Revit color. What we can do is to go to visibility graphics, and we can do the same with the topo solid. We can use override, and it can be solid, and okay. So that's clear enough. Can we cast shadows? I'm not sure. Okay, let's use it without shadows because, well, that's the minimum quality that the section should have. So I want to have the section and the floor plan on the same sheet. We can okay, that's a section box. So I don't want to show the okay, don't touch the section box because something like this can happen. Probably I can hide in view the section box here, and now it will work. Okay, so if you select the section box and you hide it, it works. If you try to deselect the section box, it doesn't work. So let's prepare a new sheet, and this is 30 by 34 horizontal. I want to load another title block because I want a vertical one. Okay, or I'm going to do this. I'm going to double click. I'm going to move these elements because I might need to do something with them. And now I'm going to get rid of the rest. And what else? I want to rotate that. I can always save it. I can save as a family. I can name it 30 by 42 vertical. And then I load into the project. And if I create a new sheet, I have now the vertical one. Okay, with all that stuff here. And why do I want this? Because, well, I can use it to create a template to prepare my presentation. So now I drag the section. The scale is too small, so I can make it bigger. I can't control the scale here on this viewport because it's a 3D view. So I have to go to the section and I can control the scale here. This is 120, weird. So let's make it 116 and see how it fits there. It's still too small. Let's make it 1/8. Okay, I'm getting there. I think I will do this a full bleed drawing. I can increase the size of the section, or I can work in the section with the section box if I unhide it. Edit view. Okay, here it is. So I can make it larger. And now on this, it will be full bleed. And now I can hide the section box again. There it is. Okay, so since this is black, it's always having at the bottom of the page. And now I have to insert here the 3D view. I have to insert here the floor plan at the same scale. That's important. So let's do it. We go to the 3D view. By the way, I'm going to lock this view because I don't want to lose it. And I'm going to go to the 3D view, or no, I'm going to duplicate this one. Duplicate with detailing. And I'm going to name it first floor. First floor. And I'm going to unlock it because the section is locked. I want to unlock this. I want to unhide the section box again. And I'm going to do the same with the floor plan. I'm going to move it down here. And now from the top view, the good thing is that all the elements that should be sectioned are sectioned, except a few of them. I don't know why they're not. Well, because the category columns, structural columns, probably they are not sectioned. So I'm going to do that. By the way, I have to hide in view all the green lines. And in visibility graphics, I don't see here the visibility graphics, but I can always select this, override graphics by category. And in the cut pattern, I can select again the solid and the color. And I can apply. And now all these columns are sectioned. I don't have this wall. I don't know why, but if it doesn't work, I can always select the cut pattern and make it black. And if it doesn't happen, it's because I have to do it with the surface pattern. Good. Let's drag it. I'm going to use the section box to cut this, and I'm going to hide the section box. So now I can drag this first floor into this one. So I drag it. Is it the same scale? It should be. And now you see that when I drag it, there's a point in which I find this dashed line. That means that the drawings are lined up. Okay. I don't want this. So if I edit, I select this and I edit type, I don't want the title. Okay. And now it's about fixing this. I'm not sure about that square. This is because of the section box that I have selected, so I can move it slightly in this direction. Okay, so now I don't see this, and I don't want to see that. I don't like this line, but this is something I can fix in Photoshop. And now why do I copy these elements? Because I want to use this. I have the owner, I have the project name. So those are things that I need to be repeated consistently in the template. And this is uh, the the drawing number or the sheet number. It can be A101. Well, there's a code for this. When we have A stands for architecture, we can have mechanical, we can have structural. Okay, one usually is for plans, for floor plans, and two is for sections. Since here I have mixed up the section and the plan, we can use the same category. And where can I copy this? I have to double click. I have to open the sheet again, and I want to place this here. If it's a black font on, okay, so here I have the color. I'm going to make it gray so that we can tell that it's there. And if I load into the project and override the existing version, now I will see here that we have this number. Okay. And here we have the owner and the project name. Well, I can open this again, and the project name, it's if I want to change the project name, I can select it. If I edit type, I can change the color to gray. And if I want to change the project name, I have to edit the label, and the value can be ARCH220 Jazz Rock project. And I can place it here. I load into the project again. And oh, I have the project name here. it should have changed. If we go back to the sheet again, the client name, well, this can be your name or whatever. So if I go to project, okay, so you see that here we have the owner, here we have the project name, and here we have that. And here, okay, I can change it here, and probably I can change the project name there. Okay. There you go. What's the point of doing this? There are things that you can repeat, for example, the project name. If I don't want that, I have to go back to the sheet and I have to extend the load into the project again. Okay, so now everything is in one line. And this is your name. It can be the student name. You can always edit the type and you can change the size or the type. If I select this one, nope, I have to change it here. If I edit type, yeah, so here I can change the text size, can make it bigger. And then if we load into the project again, that will be bigger. Okay. If I want it to be in one line, then I can extend this. And yeah. So what's the point of doing this? Because everything I have done here, once I make sure that the name are in the right position, then I can create a new sheet. If I create the vertical again, all these elements will be the sheet number has changed, but the title and the student name are in the same place. Okay, so that's why I have the 102, and then we have the 103 with the same information. If I want to insert another, I can insert a section or I can insert an elevation, and then I can do it again.